mentoring relationship goes through 4 distinct phases, and the length of each of this phase will depend on how quick you are with each of the action steps that I recommend you take during the 6-month-long mentoring journey that I recommend you to go through with your Thrive mentee. The first phase is, of course, getting to know each other. This usually happens in the first session together. I have a separate video that speaks around, how can you ensure that you disclose enough, both personally and professionally, to be able to create trust and rapport between you, so that you can work on the more important role, which is of addressing the mentoring goals, right? So establishment of trust is really the first phase, and starting to think about what are those mentoring goals that you would like to focus on. In the second phase, I recommend that you work with the strengths of the mentee. Now, knowing the strengths of your mentee will help you to identify how to mitigate those challenges that they might bring, but also, as we spoke previously, around the habits and the fears that keep women stuck. There is a tool that we will be offering to you in your mentoring journey to reflect on what are the different habits that can keep women in general stuck, but what are those 2 or 3 habits that your mentee needs most the help to address, and design development activities around those particular goals. The next phase is around working on those identified goals. If you remember, in one of the other videos, I spoke about conceptually understanding the tree model, right? These are actually the first identified goals that the mentee is clear about they need help with. So you start working on those, and at the same time you are gathering as a mentor data around, okay, what are the patterns that you see this person is exhibiting? When they reveal to you stories and examples, you're thinking about, okay, what might be the habits, what might be the fears, are there any self-limiting beliefs, etc. And then you go to the trunk level of that. So in terms of the action steps, you're thinking using the tool that we will offer you, which will help you to look at the typical habits and fears that keep women stuck. And then you can address those, maybe the top 2 or 3 ones with your particular mentee. Support them in the form of having, take certain action steps that will nudge them out of the way that they usually do things. Last but not the least, it is very important to bring the relationship to a closure. I've spoken about the meeting review template. If you have filled these consistently, then you know, okay, what were the learning objectives? What was the most useful input that you gave to your mentee? And hence you're able to bring everything to a closure. And as with any process, it's very important to celebrate what you have achieved and also think about the next steps beyond this more formal relationship. I'm aware that a lot of the Thrive mentors and mentees will continue their relationship beyond these 6 months. However, we feel that focusing your activities, or let's say your interventions during the 6 months, will make you very impactful in terms of what you can achieve given the relatively condensed time period.